says you have to start your Whatnot auctions at $1 to get sales, but is that really true? I skipped the $1 starts, ran a live show, and here's what actually happened. Welcome back to the channel, or if you are new here, welcome. My name is Rachel Strickland. I am a reseller and also a live seller over on Whatnot, and I don't always enjoy playing by the rules, like the rule that you need to start items at $1 to garner any attention on Whatnot and make sales. In the infancy of Whatnot, there were so many sellers starting things for $1. Many new sellers think that starting items at $1 is the only way to gain an audience and cultivate a following over on Whatnot. But I have a video here on YouTube. I will link it below in the description, and in that video I basically break down why starting things at $1, especially if you're new to Whatnot and don't yet have a following, is actually a pretty terrible idea. In that video I break down the fees, including the 30 cents per transaction PayPal fee, which in and of itself, if you sold an item for $1 and you have a 30 cent transaction fee, you're already paying 30% fees on that, on top of the 8% Whatnot fee. I won't break that entire video down again here for you. Just definitely go watch it, because starting things at $1 is almost never a good idea. I've even seen high profile sellers there start items for $1. There's a glitch on the app, and lo and behold, they wind up having to sell that item for $1. For several reasons, I almost never start items at $1 over on Whatnot, and I never start them for less than I'm willing to sell them for. Recently, I posted a video showing you guys where I bought 30 designer bags at a yard sale. I ended up buying those for $180 with the bonus of some added straps, as well as some added Vera Bradley bags that I didn't even count into that 30 bag total. There were also, I think 7, maybe 10 wallets included in that $180 buy. If you haven't seen that video, I will link it below in the description also, because it is one of those situations that was really cool where I just say how much for everything on the table. $180 for 30 designer purses plus wallets plus Vera Bradley bags is an outstanding deal. It breaks down to less than $6 a piece, and while many of those were worth $70, $100, maybe even $150 over on eBay, I knew that there was a faster way to get these items sold and get them moved, because they took up a pretty good portion of my living room when I brought that haul in and showed it to you guys. Knowing that I love bringing fashion and designer items over to Whatnot, I knew I wanted to have a Whatnot show. So as soon as I bought those items, I scheduled the show. At that point, it was 2 weeks out. So that is my number one tip when you don't want to start items for $1, when you don't want to do those dramatically low starts, is to schedule the show in advance. I mean far in advance, 2 weeks, guys, including the keywords in my title, uploading my items so that buyers could get an idea of what I was going to have to offer. There's even a feature on Whatnot where you could do a video of everything. You need to be promoting this show on any channel you possibly can. If you have YouTube, if you have Instagram, if you have TikTok. If you don't, that is okay. I got many organic views just from having preloaded that show, including the words Coach, Dooney Burke, Michael Kors in the title, preloading my items, and ensuring that I was listed in the right category. And that particular category was mid-range fashion bags. I'm going to continue telling you guys everything I did in that show to net nearly $300 an hour. But first, I want to tell you that I'm going to continue to break down every single thing that I did in that show to net me nearly $300 an hour. But what I want you to know more than anything, if you take nothing away from this video, is what I did not do. I did not start a single item at $1. I did not start a single item for less than what I would have been willing to sell it at. And this is not the first time I've ever had a Whatnot show like that. I have a video similar to this where I did a Barbie show with vintage Barbie clothes, and I brought those items for what my eBay price would have been, and in some instances even more. Now, this particular bag show, all of the prices were set at $49, which was dramatically lower than the value of several of those bags, but there's a reason for that. While I didn't want to give things away at $1, I do want to attract buyers with a value incentive, and knowing I only paid $6 a bag, there truly is the wiggle room there for me to be able to give some additional value to my buyers. And in this particular case, there were a lot of viewers from the YouTube channel that showed up as well. Having the low buy cost though enabled me to bring extreme discounts. So even if a bag was worth $120, it got started for $49, and if it sold for $49 with only one buyer, I needed to be okay with that. And I was okay with that. At the end of the day, the time value for me of being able to liquidate that entire lot of purses all in one night and being able to ship them all in one day meant a lot more to me than taking my own time and listing them on eBay, waiting for them to sell, going to my office one at a time, packaging, because when you have 30 items to ship, you can do an assembly line process. All that being said, I would encourage you to have a very low buy cost. In my instance, that was $6 an item, and be okay with not milking every drop out of that cow, okay? You understand what I'm saying? Even though the item could be worth more, if your goal is truly to build an audience over on Whatnot, make profits, but don't squeeze every single penny out of it. And if you're not okay with that, another platform may be better suited to you. I have seen lots of items go for above their market value and above their eBay value over on Whatnot, but if you're brand new to the platform and you're trying to cultivate an audience, consider giving them that extra value. I did clean and list onto Whatnot, which honestly takes probably less than a minute per item, but I cleaned, I listed, and organized this inventory prior to the show, so there were some hours leading up to the show, and you need to consider that in your time spent. But for the sake of the live sale breakdown, my live sale ran for 3 hours and 10 minutes. During that 3 hours and 10 minutes, I sold $1,263 in purses. $1,263. Now, let me remind you that my entire buy cost for all of the designer bags was $180. And I will add to that I still have 12 purses and 4 wallets left. So almost half of my inventory I still have for a second show. So we're gonna go ahead and include the entire $180 as my cost of goods, although truly we're probably close to $100 in the ones that sold. For the sake of this video, again, we're just going to say $180 as my buy cost. Whatnot charges an 8% commission fee. PayPal charges 2.9%, so it's almost 3% on top of the 8, plus a 30 cents processing fee for every transaction. Let me give you a little caveat there. If one buyer buys 5 bags, that is not one 30 cents transaction. That is 30 cents, 30 cents, 30 cents, 30 cents, 30 cents times 5. We have a $1.50 fee there on top of the 11% platform fees. After all fees were deducted, I netted $1,106.62. We are also going to go ahead and subtract my cost of goods. Again, let's just subtract the entire $180 buy cost. That leaves me with $926.62 during a 3-hour, 10-minute long live stream, with not one single item starting at $1. Now, before any skeptics in the comments that show up and say, oh, but Rachel, you have 50,000 viewers over on YouTube. I'm sure you had 100, 200 orders, and I'm sure everyone bid everything up tremendously. No, none of that happened, okay? Let me break down the meat and potatoes of this show for you. I had 38 orders, 38. I think that is a pretty reasonable amount. That is not every single item of me holding up during a 3-hour and 10-minute live stream sold. I told you I still have 12 purses. I still have 4 wallets left. There were a few items, a few Vera Bradley bags that nobody even wanted. Those ran. The Vera Bradley, there wasn't a huge draw for those. There were other items that I brought in addition to the bags. I found some satin scarves, some purse twillies. I brought those, and those went over incredibly well, and they all had $5 starts on them, but all of the purses started at $49. So this is with 38 sales. Now, the average order value on eBay is $30 or less. $30, that is the average order over on eBay. My average sales price for this show was $33.34. If we break down my net profit of $926.62 divided by the 3 hours and 10 minutes, I made $292.31 per hour. And I made that doing something I absolutely love, talking about designer purses with designer purse collectors. I could see no better way for me to make almost $300 an hour. Again, no $1 starts. If you intend on having a 3+ hour live stream, one of the best pieces of advice I could give you is to stay hydrated. You are talking so much. Trust me, have water nearby. Where I live, we have extremely hard water. So one thing that has been keeping not only me, but the rest of my family drinking plenty of water this summer is the Simpure Y9 water filter system. The Simpure Y9 filters your water 6 times, and all 6 of those water filters come factory pre-installed This thing is ready to go straight out of the box. I unboxed it, plugged it up, filled up the water reservoir. Now you do need to flush the system just to ensure any contaminants are out of the filters, out of the filtration system. You're encouraged to flush the system 3 to 5 times of that water reservoir, but after that, guys, it could not get any easier. It's easy to take the reservoir right off of the system. I love that the water reservoir is big enough I only have to fill it a few times a day, and that is with 4 people in my house, aiming at half to a full gallon of water a day. But then it's still small enough that it's easily portable to the sink. I fill it up, put it right back on there, and it's good to go. You simply push a button and the filtered water is delivered instantly. Previously, I was using our refrigerator filter, and I can tell you it is night and day difference. We did a couple blind taste tests here at the house, and the water from Simpure doesn't taste like anything. I didn't realize that the refrigerator water tasted like something until I tasted this. If you don't like the taste of water, if you don't like the taste of water at your house, I would encourage you to get a system like this because it just tastes wet. Like, I know that's kind of a weird way to explain it, but it's just wet. It is refreshing. It's keeping me hydrated, not only through summer, but through long whatnot shows like this. The Simpure system is available on Amazon. I will link it down below, as well as a discount code. I appreciate and thank you to Simpure for reaching out to keep me hydrated, not only through the summer, but through these long whatnot shows. And with that discount code, hopefully hydrating some of you guys also. Now, if during the course of this video you think, holy guacamole, I need to get in on this whatnot game, I will tell you that when I signed up to sell on whatnot, I had to wait for 4 months until I was approved. And I never want anyone to have to wait like that, because part of the excitement of reselling is the passion, the instant gratification that when you list something, it sells right away. And when you sign up to join a platform, you don't want to wait 4 months. When the 4 months had passed, I didn't even have a show right away. The novelty had almost worn off. I want you to be excited about selling on whatnot, so I'm sharing with you my referral code, which basically when you apply to sell on whatnot, it tells whatnot that Rachel Strickland personally recommended you. I've had people get approved using this code in less than an hour. Of course, using the code helps me, it helps the channel, but using that code also helps you, because right now, if you use that code, whatnot is going to not only approve you right away, but they're going to match your sales up to $150 in the first week. So if you make $150, you've now made $300. The code is below in the description. It is always in the description of my videos, because I truly think whatnot is not going anywhere. It's a platform everyone should be selling on, and I know this video is getting you excited about it, the idea of $300 an hour and live selling. Also, understand you don't have to show your face to live sell. My son sells on whatnot and only shows his hands. He sells Lego. So if you want to sell on whatnot, if you want to do those live sales, definitely check out that code. Get in while they are price matching your sales up to $150. Let's get back to the analytics though. We determined that I had 38 sales, but how many buyers did I have? 19. I had 19 buyers. It's not something astronomical, and it made my shipping a lot easier. So $1,200 in sales with 19 buyers. 17 of my 19 buyers were new buyers. So they are not people that have been following me around on whatnot. They are not people that, even though I've been selling on whatnot for years now, show up to every one of my shows. 17 of them were new and unique to me. Now, I don't sell a whole lot of Coach and Dooney Burke and Michael Kors over on whatnot yet. I'm trying to get more and more into that. So I really do think that having advertised that 2 weeks in advance let those 17 new people who had never, in the years I've been selling on whatnot, they've never shopped with me, 17 new people found me. And I attribute that to promoting the show on every social platform that I had, and also having it advertised 2 weeks in advance with those items preloaded on whatnot. That is so important. One of the reasons this show went so well also, I would have to thank any of my returning audience. The people that do follow me really helped me out in sharing the show. I shared the show a lot. I know my sister shared the show. Chrissy Collins on The Move shared the show. Texas Mom's Closet shared the show. The Merchant shared the show. Coco Loves Life shared the show. So many of you guys shared the show, and I appreciate that. There were 22 shares of the show either before the show started or while the show was going on. So that is something that you could say to your audience if the show is going a little slowly, if you know you're going to be on for another hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Encourage your audience, say, hey guys, if you're here and you're hanging out and you're not buying anything, I appreciate you. I want to let you know, even not buying something, your presence here matters to me. Chat it up in the chat, and if you would share the show, it would mean more to me than you know. And ask people to share your show. 22 people sharing my show, that was phenomenal. Now let's talk about how many people were actually in the show. For 3 hours and 10 minutes, I had a grand total, drum roll here, because I know you guys see so many folks on YouTube have 1,000 people in their Whatnot live stream. I had 436 people. Not at a time, total. Throughout 3 hours and 10 minutes, 436 people showed up. The max amount of people at any one given time that I had in my show was 55. And I truly am not sure when that happened, because most of the time when I looked, I was between 25 and 35 viewers. That was my average retention, and I think that that's fantastic. Truthfully, you only need one person to buy. You need 2 people to start a bidding war. You know, you need a handful of people to really get on Whatnot's radar. Hey, look at this show. But as a buyer, I usually look for the shows that have fewer amounts of people, because I think that I can get a better deal, and oftentimes that is true. But just know when you start your show, I've had shows where I was the only person. I've had shows where I had 8 people. I've had plenty of shows where I had less than 10 people. And this very successful show, $300 an hour, $1,200 in sales, 25 to 35 people. When you look and you're comparing your numbers, comparison is the thief of joy, guys. Be joyful, be happy about your 8 people that are in your show, about your 10 people that are in your show. Stop comparing to the 1,200 people that pop up in another Whatnot, because you can still be successful not starting things at $1 and not having 1,000 people in your show. Now, I will say that a lot of people don't enjoy having a 3-hour, 10-minute long Whatnot. That honestly is an average show for me, but a lot of people enjoy 30 minutes, an hour. If I jumped on there for that long, I don't feel like it would be worth my time in setup. As a busy mom, self-employed, if I carve out the time to do a Whatnot, I need it to be its own event. So 3 hours is fine for me, but for you, you may need your show to go less time. You may need your show to go more time just to get in front of people. I always compare the length of your Whatnot show to having a brick and mortar. Now, if I had a brick and mortar boutique and I opened the doors in the morning at 9 a.m. and 2 people walked in, they looked around, they walked out the way they do in your Whatnot show. 3 more people walked in, 1 leaves, 2 more come in, they all leave. No one's buying anything. It's now, let's say I opened at 9 and now it's 9:30. Would I shut my doors? Would I flip the close sign and just tell everyone to go home? Absolutely not. I would stay in there for that one person that's going to come in that's going to buy something. And I'll tell you, after that first sale, things start to flow a little bit easier. You definitely become more comfortable. If there's not a lot of people in your show, it helps to play music. That way you don't feel like you are truly just talking to yourself. Don't feel like you have to start hitting that promote button and spending money that you haven't even yet made in the show. Just stick with it. Just stay in that space. Keep talking about your items. Even if no one is in the show, even if no one is there, I am still bringing up things. I'm never sitting there silent waiting, because there's a preview. When people are scrolling through Whatnot shows, they can preview your show. You don't even know that they're watching you, and they can turn on the volume and they can see, is it an empty table and no one's saying anything? Why would I hop into that show? Or am I grabbing this Pez dispenser and saying, okay guys, here's a Marilyn Monroe Pez dispenser and there's not a whole lot of people in here. I'm gonna start her for just $5. And that is a show that you would actually want to pop into, versus no one's in my show, so I'm just, even if no one is in your show, like, you need to be performing as if people are in there, because I promise you, while they're scrolling through Whatnot, people are looking at the show. And if you want to have to not start things at $1 and not beg people to buy your stuff, show up ready to sell things, and don't close up the boutique just because a few people walked in and didn't buy anything. Having sold $1,200 in the entire show with 19 buyers means my average buyer spent $63. I shipped to some buyers who spent $5. I shipped to a buyer who spent $10. All of them got the same presentation from me, and that was what I basically wanted to present as a luxury buying presentation. I wrapped the bags in tissue paper. I put thank you stickers. I put cards in there. Everyone got actual stickers as little giveaways. There was a presentation when you open the box. There were thank yous all over because I valued and appreciated the person that spent $200 and the person that spent $5 all the same. I want every single one of them to come back to my show when they're ready to shop again. I want them to come back to the show when they just want to hang out in a room of people who want to talk about designer bags and simply want to hang out. Because while so many platforms have tried and claimed that they have tried, looking at you, Poshmark, I feel like Whatnot did it. They are the very first social selling platform. Even if I'm just bored, if I'm not wanting to buy anything, if I just want to see what's going on with vintage Louis Vuitton right now, I can slip into a show, hang out with people, make new friends. I've made friends on Whatnot that I didn't meet anywhere else because I wanted to know what the word kawaii meant. I wanted to know what that meant, and I met Divine Finds on Whatnot. Like, having met people on that platform and connecting with them on other social media afterwards proves to me Whatnot truly is what they say they are. They are the social selling platform. I've never purchased from someone on eBay or looked at someone's eBay listing or Poshmark listing and then connect with them somewhere else and all of a sudden we're friends and sharing life together. That's never happened, but that happens on Whatnot. So all of my 19 buyers, I want them to feel so comfortable to walk into my room the next time they see me selling. And if I happen to be selling something that they want, that's fantastic. And if not, share the show, chat it up, hang out with me, help me to feel less alone. So if you have friends that are selling on Whatnot, even if you're not buying anything, trust me, you are doing them such a favor if you just show up and chat in their show. Let's announce the giveaway winner. Yep, I'm interrupting the video right here. I did a 50 shipping tips and hacks video not long ago. If you haven't watched it, you really need to because it's literally 50 shipping tips in less than 9 minutes. But in that video, I showcased a new Jaden's thermal Bluetooth printer that I've been using, and I promised to give one away to one of you guys. Now, there was a keyword that you needed to comment, print like a boss, and I got this little screenshot here of picking the winner. So this is every single comment that was print like a boss, and this random comment picker will pick one random comment for me. Let's see who wins. Congratulations, Vodabella7172. You won the Bluetooth printer. So I am reaching out to Vodabella. I don't know if I'm saying that right. It's about like me trying to read Whatnot usernames. Congratulations, Vodabella. I will get all of your information and we will get you the same Bluetooth thermal printer that I've been using, that my husband's even been using for his job, that he really, really loves. If you guys are looking for a Bluetooth thermal printer, especially for your Whatnot sales, because mine, I print my labels directly from my phone, don't even have to open up my computer. If you are looking for one, I will link it below in the comments to Jaden's printers that I'm currently using. You can always get a discount on the Jaden's website by using code RS14. Even if you were just going back to buy labels, to buy little round stickers, to buy paper, that code is always good. It's not like a first time purchase or anything. You can use code RS14. So don't forget that. Save yourself a little bit of cash so you have cash to spend sourcing items for that Whatnot show, where you're not gonna start things at $1 and you're still gonna make $300 an hour. And then you can tell your reseller friends about the success that you're having over there the way I'm sharing with you guys and get more people involved in the Whatnot community. So is it worth selling on Whatnot without $1 starts? Absolutely. I would encourage you to never start an item on any selling platform for less than what you would be willing to sell it for. Maybe that's having your first jewelry show and bringing $5 items. Most all of my purses started at $49, which again was cheaper than their value on several other sites. I want to say the most expensive one might have sold for around $63. So we didn't have anything go up tremendously higher than what my start price was. Be comfortable with your start price and don't make it $1. I thank you so much for watching today's video. Please hit that like button and consider subscribing if you want to see more content, not only about Whatnot, eBay, Poshmark, Vendoo, all of the things helping resellers make more money from the comfort of our own homes. God bless you guys, and remember, treat your business like your business.